I'm Soledad O'Brien. Welcome to Matter of Fact. Too many families are living in the shadow of a child's suicide, devastated by gut-wrenching loss. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people and the second leading cause of death among college students. 10 years ago, Jeff Olson lost his son, Daniel, a 19-year-old college freshman, to suicide. Over the past decade, Jeff's shock has turned into resolve. The high school football coach is on a mission to talk with other young people about mental health. Our correspondent, Jessica Gomez, traveled to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where she met this dad on a mission, trying to prevent another family's pain.
I never thought this would be something that I would be doing, but it evolved, and it's something that needs to be out there. It's almost like going and coaching a game. It's go time. It's time to be at your best.
Jeff Olson, a high school teacher and former football coach. As he often does, Olson is taking the day off of teaching to visit another high school, this one more than an hour from home.
I really believe this has allowed me to have a platform to explain what my son and what so many people are going through.
Olson calls his son Daniel an all-American kind of kid, with lots of friends, and gifted athletically.
Danny Olson, a great dual-threat quarterback, can run and pass. He's really the leader.
He was an all-state quarterback who took his small-town football team, with his dad at the helm, to the state championship his senior year.
Back into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown.
But few knew inside Daniel was suffering from anxiety and depression. His family later found out the symptoms started in 6th grade.
He actually wrote a paper when he was a senior in high school that's when he felt it started. But he did what so many other people do. He fought it on his own in silence for 5 years until the spring of his junior year. He came to us, it was a track meet, and he just broke down and he said, "I need help."
Despite medication and therapy, all of which Olson says his family kept quiet, halfway through Daniel's freshman year in college, where he was playing football, he had to drop out. Months later, Daniel took his own life.
And I remember this, clear as day. 2 days after he passed away, sitting in a funeral home, are we going to tell people? This time the answer was absolutely are we going to tell people? Absolutely are we going to speak up? If this was so out in the open, if people understood how common this illness is and they knew the words to say, what if he would have got help right then and we'd have continued that help? He would have known the symptoms, he wouldn't have felt alone, he would have accepted counseling more because everybody does it who has this illness.
But here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it hasn't always been an easy conversation.
I've had many kids come to me and say, "Coach, I need help, but my parents don't understand. They don't think this is real. They don't let me get help."
Superintendent of Briding Township School District, David Holmes.
Tough, gritty, manufacturing-type families that deal with difficult situations and work hard and just expect that people work through challenges. And we're trying to open the gateway for students and families to ask for help when need be.
It's not an easy thing right now to manage the workload.
But Kingsford High School counselor Kendall Sutton says she is now seeing a shift.
It seems like that stigma that may have existed prior to the pandemic has been lightened a little bit. I can't say that it's gone, but it has opened the conversations.
When doors are closed and people go home, it's when the bricks fall, I guess.
Showing a documentary about his son's story, Olson's goal to reach kids as early as middle school, helping them understand what they may be feeling and how to ask for help.
And that way people understand and have more compassion. If you have to miss a practice, if you have to miss a day of school to get help.
Olson's message resonating here, now.
That people can say, I suffer from depression, but that doesn't make me a crazy person. I suffer from anxiety, but I can still manage everyday life.
You don't know who is going through that and at what moment they are going through something. So if you're always nice to people, always reaching out to people, that could really help someone that really needs help in that moment.
Thank you guys for being such a great audience. Hopefully you learned something today. Thank you.
When you know you're able to impact some of these kids you're speaking to, what goes through your mind?
I always realize that maybe Daniel didn't die in vain. You know, he's doing good work right now through us.
Work, he hopes, is life-saving for someone else's child.
I always have a good feeling when I leave that there's a good chance I've helped people. I mean, it's healing.
In Dickinson County, Michigan, for Matter of Fact, I'm Jessica Gomez.